Okay, magandang Miyerkules ng umaga sa inyo. Malamig na Miyerkules.
Good morning sa inyong lahat at ang pagpapala ng Panginoon ay sumasa inyo.
Yes. Napakaganda po ng topic natin, leadership quality on communication. But before that, kailangan natin manalangin po.
Dakilang Diyos at aming Ama sa langit, Abba Father, lumalapit po kami sa inyo at humingi po patuloy na paggabay sa aming gagawin. Salamat po sa araw na ito na inyo pong banal na Espiritu na patuloy maging gabay namin at sumasa amin. Salamat po sa lahat-lahat, sa buhay, sa kalakasan, sa pagkataon na makapaglingkod sa inyo at maibigay namin sa inyo ang pinakamataas na papuri. Kaya namin, kaya ko, kaya namin mag-asawa nito. Salamat po ng maraming. Sa pangalan ng Panginoon Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Napakaganda po ng topic ko natin. Ito pong topic natin is a series ng leadership quality sa tulong po ng ating Mr. John Maxwell po. Leadership quality, we're going to talk about communication. Okay, yung sasabi, why should you want to communicate well with others? Okay, number one of the reasons you want to communicate well with others is to bring about understanding. Maintindihan nila. Number two, good communication helps people understand the vision, recognize the responsibilities, and avoid confusion. Number three, communicating with others also help you to develop a relationship with people on your team.
Number 4 po, too many relationships fall apart because of no communication problem.
Okay.
Learning to communicate well with your family, friends, and team can help you avoid those problems in the future. Communication is also a great way to add value to others. It does not take much effort on your part to speak a kind of word and encouragement or affirmation to other people. And even though it seems like a small thing, sometimes it can make all the difference.
Yes. Servant leaders know how to communicate. Words can be most powerful and most dangerous tools for a leader. With his or her speech, a leader can encourage, inspire, teach, and direct others, or a leader can discourage, curse, misguide, and hurt others. As early as Christian leaders, James says, indeed, we are all make many mistakes. For if we could control our tongues, we would be perfect and could also control ourselves in every way. We make a large horse go wherever we want to by means of a small bit in its mouth. And a small rudder makes a huge ship turn wherever the pilot chooses to go, even though the winds are strong. In the same way, the tongue is a small thing that makes grand speeches. That is in James 3, 2-5.
Learning to communicate with people can make a huge difference in leadership, but this raises a few questions. Communication increase connection, said John Maxwell. Why is a good communication important for a leader? Wise leaders are good listeners who always stay on mission. Sometimes what someone is asking for is not actually what they want to or need.
Yes.
Leaders can listen and hear the deeper question, as in the case of the lame man asking for money.
While money would have been a short-term solution to this man's need, Peter listened harder and discerned that what the man truly desired was healing. Good communication skills are essential to allow others and yourself to understand information more accurately and quickly. In contrast, poor communication skills lead to frequent misunderstanding, or frustration. Important communication skills for leader, number one, is listening. The most important communication skills for leaders is the ability to listen. Professional listening skills include listening for the message, listening for any emotion behind the message, and considering relevant question about the message. Listening to for the message means hearing the facts accurately without prejudgment or being distracted by other thoughts. It is also important to listen to for any unusual strong stresses in the sentence or other sign of emotion. In training, leaders can practice using role play. If they hear the signs of emotion, they can respond by saying, "You seems to feel more strongly about this. Please tell me more."
Okay?
Yes.
Help leaders consider questions they might ask when someone gives them an idea. Why I'm being given this information? If it's for a new project, do I have time, resources to handle it? It is relevant to the company's mission. Is there additional information I need in order to understand the meaning behind the message? Uh, Such as in the case of potential conflict.
Okay, number two is complementing. Okay, people work for more than a pay. They want to be noticed and praised for their work. Compliments are most effective if they are specific to the situation and in writing, so they can be read. For example, in a letter, you stayed late to finish that report for our client and make sure every aspect of the project was to his specification. Thank you for your attention to detail and pride in your work.
I noticed you took an extra time to make sure the new employee had a great first day. She was very excited about the company and her new job at the end of the day. Use this technique first on those leaders, managers, supervisors who work for you to show them how to do it for their direct reports.
Yes. Number three, delegate tasks clearly. Okay, think of who, what, when, where, why, and how as you explain what needs to be done. Explaining the reason, the why, is especially vital or important, particularly in regards to deadlines. Employees may not realize that their job is only part of the series of tasks for a big project. People like to know the reason they are doing something, especially check-in times to discuss progress.
Okay? Number four, managing meetings. What a good meeting from the point of view of the leader. Meeting participants and the organization in the purpose of meeting is to share information. As a talkative attendees, close-ended yes or no questions such as what are your thoughts on it to encourage quieter attendees to share their ideas ahead of time or ask them at the meeting itself. Introvert employees may have a great ideas but reluctant to talk in a meeting.
Okay, number five, positive verbal and non-verbal communication. What is this? Employees closely observe their leaders. Even if you have just received bad news, when you can be observed by any employees, act positively. The employee grapevine is amazing fast. Smile and say hello to each employee you see.
How should you communicate with people? Paano ba itong gagawin? Connect with people, meet people where they are, figure out what makes you the same and how you can connect and try to develop a good relationship with them.
Yes.
Be clear. Good communication makes information and instructions easy to understand, and the leader that takes responsibility for that. If you are unclear with your team members, they won't understand your expectation as their leader, and this may create a problem in the future.
Okay, number three, included others. What do you mean by that? Your communication should be interactive rather than one-sided. Sometimes, the best thing you can do to improve communication is to listen to them first. Number four, number four is body language. Ano ba tong body language? Communicate, open body language. Communication is not just what you say. It is how you carry yourself. 93% of communication impact comes from the nonverbal cues, according to executive coach Darlene Price.
Okay? To ensure you're conveying the right message, focus on your body language. If you're trying to inspire someone talking with clenched fist, a forward brow is going to send a right message. Instead, make your eye contact to establish interest and rapport, and flash a genuine smile to convey the warmth and trust. 5. Ability to adapt your communication style. Excuse me.
It is essential to identify your leadership style so that you can better understand how you interact with and perceived by employees across the organization. For example, if you are an authoritative leader, again, for example, if you are an authoritative leader, you likely have a clear vision for achieving success and align your team accordingly. While an effective approach for some, it might fall flat for others who seek more autonomy in their roles. Again, if you want to be an effective leader, you need to excel in communication. It is the most powerful tool. Effective communication is vital to gain trust, align efforts in the pursuit of goals, and inspire positive change. When communication is lacking, important information can be misinterpreted, causing relationship to suffer and ultimately creating barriers that hinder progress. With so many rules on communication, where do you go for strategies that work? Personally, I turn to the Bible. Whether you are a Christian or not, the Bible has some great wisdom on communication.
In Timothy chapter 3 verse 16 tells us, okay? 2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture is inspired by God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness. From the wise mind comes a wise speech. The words of the wise are persuasive. Saan po sabi, ayon, that's according to Proverbs 16 verse 23. The Bible warns us that what we say and how we say it is important to God.
Yes, that is communication. Okay.
Salamat po sa inyong kabutihan, Panginoon, na maayos po namin yung communication namin sa mga tao, sa pastor at saka sa mga members, sa iba pang leader, upang magkaroon po ng maayos na samahan. Kaya nga napakahalaga po itong aming pinag-aralan na ito po ay makatulong sa amin. Ganon din po yung aming kaugnayan sa inyo. Kung wala po, sabi nga po sa Bible, kung wala kaming tinatagong kasalanan, yung ating ugnayan sa inyong Diyos ay magiging maayos. Kaya salamat po na kami ay magiging maayos kung kami po ay laging namumuhay ayon sa inyong plano. Ang inyong pong pagpapala at tulong po sa makapagbasa nito, makapakinig ang aming hiniling. Ito po yung aming dalangin sa pangalan ng Panginoong Kristo. Amen.
Amen. Inuulit po namin na you like and follow us in our Facebook and like and share mag-subscribe po sa YouTube. We will see you so that you can, receive more of our videos. God bless you all. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
God bless you.